Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
We all know those GLP-1 injections work wonders, but that price tag almost gave me a heart attack when my insurance denied coverage. I was staring at a choice between paying my mortgage or paying for weight loss. Talk about a rock and a hard place. Then I found Elevate Health compounded semaglutide at just $58 with payment plans that don't require a second mortgage. Same medication, same results, but a price that real folks can actually afford. Visit joinelevate.com today. That's JOINELEVATE.com. Your wallet will be as happy as your waistline. This medication is not FDA approved.
Are you scouring the web for the best Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals? Stop it. Get Rakuten. Rakuten is a shopping sidekick that gets you cash back on gifts for everyone on your list. Right now, you can get up to 15% cash back at the stores you love. You can even stack cash back on top of the biggest sales of the year. That's savings on savings. It's more time shopping and less time searching. With Rakuten, you're always saving at your favorite stores on the things you're already buying. Cashback is automatically added to your account as you shop, and you get paid with gift cards, PayPal, or check. Or eligible American Express card members can even choose to earn membership reward points instead of cashback. It's truly a no-brainer. Now's the time to join. Up to 15% cashback ends on 12/2. Plus, new members will receive a welcome bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.com, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's RAKUTEN. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to King of Hearts, hosted by me, Chiara King. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're back with another solo episode. I know you love a solo ep, so we're going in with a solo ep. But today is an interesting one. A little life update. I'm actually going to Ibiza today with my best friend. I'm so excited. It's the first time I've had like an actual holiday with my bestie. You know, like hot girl summer has started. It has started. It has commenced. My best friend is in a relationship and we are probably going to hang out with her boyfriend. And I am going to be that third wheel hanging out with the boyfriend and the girlfriend, with my best friend and her boyfriend probably the whole trip. So I will be that third wheel. But I love them both so much. So it's fine. I'm just going to third wheel. But that's absolutely fine with me. I am very much happy being alone right now. I cannot even think about a man. I am traumatized from men and I will never be in a relationship ever again, I don't think. Honestly, like I'm so done. Like I am so done. It's not even hot girl summer for me anymore. It's literally like heal my heart and heal my soul and heal my mind summer from just men. Full stop. Like I don't want to be seen near a man. I don't want to touch a man. I don't want to be anywhere near one. Just mind your own business, boys, because I'm going to be single, solo for a very, very long time. Anyway, this week's quote of the week is, I was speaking to a friend of mine, actually, one of my best friends. I hope she doesn't mind me talking about her right now, but just friends in general, dating right now is so difficult. And like they found that guys are just not very good at committing, especially like on dating apps. And like, they're like, oh, I want you, but like, we'll see how it goes. Or I don't know if I want to commit right now, or I'm not sure. And I'm just like, my friends are literally amazing. Like they are the coolest, sexiest girls in the whole world. How can you not be sure? How can you not be sure? Like they are wifey material. So this quote of the week goes to my best friend. You know who you are. So, one man's I'm not ready is another man's I knew the second I saw her. That should be enough to tell you that one man's I'm not ready is another man's I knew the second I saw her. Okay? If he wanted to, he would. So ladies, bear that in mind when you're dating a guy and he doesn't know, or he's not sure if he wants to date you or not. He's not sure. He wants to go with the flow. Fair enough going with the flow, but like not being sure and like, oh, we'll see. Like, when I next see you. It's just like putting inconsistency in a girl's mind. It's just not fair. You want a guy who's going to be like, I really like you and I want to see you again. So that is the quote of the week.
If you love me, let me fly away. Maybe I'll come back to you. Maybe I won't.
This week, we are doing a really fun little experiment. We're doing dating red flags versus dating green flags. And I think this is so important because there are so many red flags that I've looked past in previous relationships, which I thought were green flags, which were actually big fat red flags. And I was so, when you're just like, oh, I just want them to love me. You want that person to love you. So you overlook the red flags and you think those red flags, like love bombing, for example, are green flags. So you're like, oh, he loves me. But actually, there's a big fat red flag because no one can love you after one day of knowing you. It's impossible. That doesn't exist. So we're going to go through. I asked on my Instagram stories, what is a dating red flag for you and what is a dating green flag for you? So I'm going to go through both and I'm going to ask you, going to give you a little pause to reflect if you think this is a green flag or if you think this is a red flag. So let's do a little game. It's like a little solo game. I'm going to play with you right now. We're going to guess what's a red flag and what's a green flag. And I'm going to discuss if it's a red flag or if it's a green flag. So let's get right into it. Is this a red flag or is this a green flag? He pushes you to commit more quickly than you feel comfortable with. Now, me, in my previous dating history, I'm not going to be specific on who or when or what, would have thought this was a green flag because they want me so much. They want me so much. They want me right now. But unfortunately, this is a red flag. If a man pushes you to commit more quickly than you feel comfortable with, which I have been in that position before, I, in the past, would have been like, oh, that's such a green flag. Like, he wants me like right now. He wants to like lock me down right now and like be boyfriend and girlfriend after 2 days of knowing each other. That is a red flag. And I'm saying this to myself, Chiara, this is a red flag. If a guy wants to commit after literally 1 day of knowing you or 1 date or 2 dates, that guy is not serious. Most likely he just wants one thing and he just wants to make you commit with brackets because he actually probably just wants to get in your pants. I'm just being really honest here. So I see that as a really, really big red flag. So please be careful. If a guy wants to commit and be in a relationship with you after 2 days of knowing you, that is a red flag, and stay far away from those men because they're probably narcissistic and are love bombing you at the same time. Is this a red flag or is this a green flag? Having a girl bestie. What do you think? Honestly, it can be both, okay? I just played a trick question on you. It could be a red flag, it could be a green flag. Honestly, I've had ex-boyfriends who've had girl best friends and it's not been an issue. The only time it has been an issue, however, is when the girl best friend has actually had a secret crush on the boyfriend. But you can know quite quickly if that girl best friend has a crush on your boyfriend. It's quite obvious, like your gut feeling will tell you. And if that gut feeling tells you that the girl best friend has a crush on your boyfriend, then it is a red flag because there's obviously something romantic or you're feeling the vibes. Vibes should not be felt between those two friends because they're supposed to be friends. And you don't want to get in that sticky situation. Honestly, you want to jump straight out that situation because it's not good. But I also have been in a relationship with someone where they did have a girl best friend and they were just a girl best friend. And I'm not really the jealous kind of person to be like, oh, you can't have a girl best friend. I was really fine. And I was friends with a girl best friend and we became really, really good friends and we're still friends to this day. But it just depends. Honestly, it really just depends on the circumstance that you're in. If you see that the girl bestie is a little bit too romantically flirting with your boyfriend, then that's a red flag. If she's genuinely just a friend from like years or like a childhood friend or something, or even a childhood friend, like a uni friend or whatever, and they are generally mates, I feel like your gut feeling will be able to tell you better than I can tell you because you're the one in the situation. So it could just be a green flag. And also sometimes it's good for guys to have girlfriends because they know how a woman works, almost like a guy having a sister. they know better how a woman works and maybe can be a little bit more emotionally mature. So sometimes it can work in your favor. So it can be both a red flag and a green flag. Next, talks a lot about money. Red flag or green flag? This is a big red flag. You know what they say? When they talk about money, it's because they don't have any money. When they wear the brands, it's usually because they're trying to overcompensate for the fact that they don't actually have money. You think about right now, your richest friend that you have in your life, the richest person that you know in your life. Do they wear really loud brands? And do they talk about how much money they have in their bank account? Really and honestly, do they talk about how much money they have in their bank account and how much money they have and how much their friends have money and all the brands that are they wearing like really loud brands? Most likely they're not wearing loud brands and they're not talking about money and they're not talking about how much money they have because they don't want people to know how much money they have because they don't want people to use them for their money. Therefore, if you're dating a guy and all he talks about is money and how much money he has and how much money his friends have, how much money, like if he's wearing brands from head to toe, red flag, girl, red flag. Walk away before you get hurt because he's also probably a narcissist and he's overcompensating for the fact that he doesn't actually have that money. Is this a red flag or is this a green flag? Bad mouthing their ex. Please, I hope that you have the right answer here. It is a big fat red flag, ladies and gents. Bad mouthing your ex is just imagine, okay? You're going to be that ex one day and he's bad mouthing you and you probably didn't do anything wrong in the relationship. If he's bad mouthing his ex, he doesn't respect his ex. He doesn't respect them, okay? If your ex is talking about their ex as if they're a psycho and they're the devil and they're this and that, just know that you're going to be in that position when they break up with you or when you guys break up or when you break up with them. Bad mouthing an ex is so disrespectful and it's just like, it shows so badly on them because they're going to be talking about you one day in a bad way as well. And it's just a red flag, you know? Why were you in that relationship in the first place if you think they're a devil? If they're the devil, why were you in a relationship with them? Just saying, every relationship is a mirror effect. Is this a red flag or is this a green flag? And I genuinely want you to think about this. They only want to date in private places. They only want to go on dates in private places. Like, for example, going in the forest in the middle of nowhere or spending time at their house or just not going to like a public restaurant. Do you think this is a red flag or do you think this is a green flag? Again, it's both a red flag and a green flag, depending on who you're dealing with. For example, for me now, after going through everything I've been through in my relationships, I would think it's actually a green flag going on dates in private places because, number one, I don't really want to be seen out with someone in a restaurant. It's just not like do they want to show off? Like what's the agenda by showing me in a public place? Or like, not that I'm anyone like special or anything, but like, you know, people do see my videos and they do come up to me a lot and they're like, oh my God, I love your videos. And in the past, I've been out with guys and they've specifically wanted to take me out to public places to be seen with me. So it's kind of like a flex in a way, not because of how I look, but just because of like the followers that I have. However, if you were in a different circumstance and you're just like, you want to be going to nice restaurants and they're only taking you to shag in their bedroom, you know, every Friday night, it's also like, why don't you want to make the effort to take me out? Why don't you want to show me off to your friends? Like, why don't you want to take me to a nice restaurant and wine and dine me? That's a red flag also if they don't want to take you out. It genuinely depends on the circumstances that you're in because like I personally right now wouldn't. Before in the past, maybe I would have loved to go like and being shown off. But now I'm like, I don't want to run the risk of being in a relationship with someone where they're just using me for clout or just using me to like show off to their mates or like, because I've been through that before and I'm never ever doing that again. So honestly, if I'm dating someone, you guys are never going to know. You're never going to know because I'm never going to tell anyone I'm in a relationship ever again because I'm actually traumatized. But it's a red flag or a green flag whether you like being public or whether you like being private.
We're just going to take a pause there and we'll be back after this break.
Okay, this a red flag or is this a green flag? I think we all know this one. Insisting on being sexual very early on. I can speak for myself. I used to not have very strong boundaries and I used to just let things slide. Like if a guy wanted to get with me on the first date, I'd just like be so weak. I'd just kiss them because I felt bad. But now if I don't want to kiss a guy on the first date, or if I not even speaking like I have, because I honestly don't even want anything to do with men right now. But if I were single right now and I were on a date and I was with a guy and I really liked him, but I didn't want to kiss him, I would be much firmer with my boundaries with them and be like, actually, no, I like you, so I don't really want to kiss you on the first date. Obviously, if you're feeling and you're in the mood, that's fine. But a man insisting or a woman insisting on like sexual stuff very, very early on, to me is a massive red flag, especially if the other person doesn't want it. I think there's so much said about taking things slow, especially physically. Especially when you like someone, actually. I feel like when you really like someone, you do want to take it slow. So if that person's trying to push things physically on you, they're most likely not taking you seriously and they just want to like sleep with you. Or they don't respect your boundaries. And that's so important because respecting someone's boundaries is probably the biggest green flag and the biggest thing in a relationship. If they don't respect you from the beginning of the relationship, how can you expect them to respect you for the rest of the relationship? And it's honestly only going to get worse because you're going to want to be on your best behavior at the beginning of a relationship. So if you're already breaking boundaries and pushing boundaries and trying to stretch boundaries, like, oh, let me just come to yours, or like pushing, like there's nothing worse than at the end of the date and you come back from a date and you know, the guy drops you home and they're like, oh, can I come inside? And like, don't worry, we don't have to do anything. It's like, babe, we all know what's happening here. You are just trying to push my boundaries to see if you can come into my house and see if you can try to sleep with me. So no, I will not allow you in my house. But you know what guys are like. They always try and push it. But a man who's respectful will not even try to push it. They'll be like, enjoy, go, get home safe. And not even ask, like, oh, can I come in? Like, ugh, that is just slimy to me. Slimy. Is this a red flag or is this a green flag? He introduces you to his friends or family after 2-3 dates. It's a red flag, okay? You do not introduce the person you're dating to your friends and family after 2 dates. This, ladies and gentlemen, is love bombing, okay? This person is trying to encapsulate you by being like, I want to introduce you to my mom, I want to introduce you to my family, I want to introduce you to my friends, after literally you knowing them for 2 days or 3 days or maybe a week. It's not normal. These things take time. Trust takes time to build. It doesn't, like, Rome wasn't built in a day. Like, really important things. And, you know, when someone really takes you and treats you seriously, they're not going to be introducing you to their friends and family after 2 dates. Because if they're a really respectful person and they really want to know who you are as a person, it's going to take more than 2 dates to get to know someone. So if they're introducing you to friends and family, they're most likely a narcissist and want to make you fall in love with them. And by doing that, making you feel like you're special because they're introducing you to the friends and family. So you feel special and you're like, oh, he's introducing me to his friends and family. He must really love me and care about me. Oh, that's so cute. No, that's a red flag. I honestly feel like if a guy really, really cares about you, or if a girl really, really cares about you, they're going to wait a while before they introduce you to their friends and family. Because those friends and family they really care about. And if they really care about you, they will want to know if you're the right person to introduce to friends and family. At least I would. I would never introduce a boyfriend to my friends and family after literally 2 days of knowing them, because I would want to get to know that person way more and know that they have the right intentions, they have the right morals, they have the right values, they're with me for the right reasons. And you cannot physically know these things after 2 times meeting this person. And I also don't believe you can love someone after 1 day of knowing them. That's another thing I will get on to. This is an interesting one that someone wrote in. Do you think this is a red flag or a green flag? Loving only the positive side and not the negative side of a person. Loving according to your convenience. So only loving like the positive sides of them and not the negatives, and just looking at the positive sides of that person and loving the positive sides of that person, but kind of neglecting the negative, it's a red flag. And you know why? Because no one's perfect and everyone has a bad side. And you actually can't love someone unless you have seen all sides of that person. And I don't think you really truly know someone and you can really truly love someone without loving their darkness too. I wouldn't want someone to love me just for my positives. I have so many dark sides to me. I have so many negative sides to me. I've got so many insecurities. I'm not perfect. You know, I've fucked up in the past, and I would want someone to accept me for who I am, the positive and the negative. And if they're not willing to accept the negative part of me, which is part of me and who I am as a person, and I'm not going to change, then they don't really love me. And that's a red flag, because they just want to cherry pick what they want in me and neglect the other parts of me. But that's not me. That's just a highlight of me. It's like, oh, I just want Chiara from social media. I just want Chiara like on her, you know, Instagram pictures and her followers and this and that. Like, that's all positive. But no, I don't want this about her. I don't want the stubbornness of Chiara. I don't want her insecurities. I don't want, you know, her moodiness. But that's me. You got to love me for all of me. And you can't just cherry pick things in people. If you're going to love someone, you have to love all of them. And that's not easy either. Like, it's not easy to love someone, like all of someone. And these things take time as well, because you don't fully get to know someone after a week. So how can you know their dark sides? It takes time. Right. Is this a red flag or a green flag? Someone who has multiple phones. Because I'm a Capricorn and I'm very hardworking and I love my career, I would say it's a green flag. I have multiple phones, one for work, one for personal, just because it's easier, okay? It's easier to manage my life. Like, I don't want to have my work stuff on one phone and then like my personal stuff on the same phone, because it's just overwhelming for me. My stimulus is just overwhelmed and I'm just anxious all day. However, you know, if I'm looking at a guy, for example, and he has multiple phones, I'm like, what is he trying to hide? Or like if a guy is dating a girl and she has multiple phones, like 2 phones. I don't know. I'd be like, what is he trying to hide with the other phone? But then again, that's also toxic coming from me, because it's like, why should I doubt the person that I'm with? Maybe they just need 2 phones because they need 2 phones for work. Or they need 2 phones for some other reason. You know, you're only doubting it yourself. Like, all those insecurities are coming from me, essentially. Like, I could just sit there and be completely ignorant. I guess ignorance is bliss, but then maybe something bad is actually going on the other phone and he's cheating on me, or like he's texting someone else, or he's got a whole nother Bumble and Tinder account on the other phone and I have no idea. But I think sometimes it's good to just be positive, and because you can literally run yourself crazy being, you know, doubtful of another person and untrusting of another person. I have massive trust issues right now, especially. Like, I have major trust issues with friends, with boyfriends, with everyone in my life right now, just because I'm like, oh, why do you want to be friends with me? Why do you want to be with me? Like, trust issues are up here at the moment. But also, I can never develop a proper connection with someone because I'm not allowing my guard to be down to allow love in my life, friendship and family and relationship. But I'd say having multiple phones is a green flag. I don't know. I think that's just because I'm a Capricorn and I'm very career driven. So I'd say it's a green flag. You take it as you will. Red flag or green flag? Being way too career driven. Again, I'm a Capricorn. I think it's a green flag just because I think it's a green flag. I've been in relationships in the past where my partners literally completely lost themselves by focusing too much on me because they weren't focused enough on their work. And I think ambition is so sexy. When a guy is ambitious and he's career driven and he's just like obsessed with his career, because I am as well. Like, I love my job and I love traveling with brands and like doing different brand deals and doing fashion week and fashion month and traveling here with like Amazon Prime and then going there. And it's like, Cannes Film Festival, all these brand deals and trips and stuff. Like, I love it. I love what I do. I love this podcast. Like, it's so much fun. And yeah, okay, maybe I'm a little bit too career driven and I don't make time for other things, but That's why I kind of see someone being way too career driven as a green flag, because we would share similar values in life, I guess. But if you're someone that needs a lot more attention from a partner, then I guess if they're a bit too career driven, it's a little bit of a red flag. I wouldn't even say it's a red flag. I mean, I don't think being career driven could ever be a red flag unless they're literally just like not interested in being in a relationship. But then you shouldn't be in a relationship with a person who's way too career driven and doesn't have time for you. But you know, being way too focused on your career, especially now in like your mid 20s to 30s, I think it's time to focus on your career, especially if you're a woman. And I think you should respect a man who's also career driven. But maybe I'm just delulu and I'm obsessed with my job. Red flag or green flag? If he knows bouncers outside a nightclub. Part of it's a green flag because you get into the club easier and it's just easier. But the red flag is like, why do you know everyone at the club? Why do you know all the bouncers outside the club? Like, it's not that cute when you're just like going out and he knows all the girls, the bar staff, the waitresses, the bottle girls. Like, that's a red flag to me because I'm like, he goes out all the time. He literally knows everyone by their name. But then the green flag is like, I got in very easily to the club with him. So depends what your priorities are in life. But I would say if he knows the bouncer in a club, God, I'm 25. I'm in my mid 20s. I want to get in that club easier. So I guess green flag. But then if I was wanting a husband and he knew everyone outside the club and every club in London, I would definitely think red flag. This man has been going out way too much. But then again, I go out a lot. Like, I think green flag. I don't know. Okay. Red flag or green flag? Can't hold eye contact. I think it's a massive red flag if you can't hold eye contact with someone. Eyes are the windows to the soul. If you can't look at me in my eyes, what are you trying to hide from me? Like, why are you so scared of eye contact? I don't get it when people are like talking to you and they're just like looking somewhere else when they're talking. It's because they're trying to avoid something. Or maybe they're like intimidated by you. I don't know. I think it's so sexy when someone can hold eye contact. Obviously not staring into your soul. And sometimes I actually get people being like, wow, you really stare. And like whenever I'm having a conversation with someone, I really stare into their eyes for like a long time. And I just don't look away because I don't know, I just want to talk to them and look at them. But sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating. Okay, this is controversial. Is this a green flag or a red flag? His only focus is you. That's sweet for like 5 minutes. But it's a big red flag because doesn't have anything else going on in his life that his whole focus is on you. Like, that's not attractive. For me, it's attractive when a guy has his friends, like he makes his time for his friends, he makes his time for his family, he has his priorities straight with his work, he has also his priorities straight with sport, like he has his priorities with educational learning, hobbies. If his only priority is me, it's a red flag. Like, what? Why have you dropped everything just to focus on me? And also it's so suffocating for me because I'm like, why has this person just dropped everything to obsess over me? It's a red flag. I think it's such a red flag. And on the other hand, you know, if a woman was obsessing over a man and her only focus was a man instead of like her career and her friends and her family and just prioritizing everything, it's also a red flag. Last one, red flag or green flag? When you feel safe around them. When you feel safe around someone, it's such a green flag. I feel so safe around my dad, for example, like so safe around him. No man in my life has ever made me feel more safe than when I'm with my dad or my stepdad, for example. My stepdad's literally like my dad. I've got 2 dads, by the way. And actually, when I get married, one day, if I ever get married to a man, my dad and my stepdad are going to walk me down the aisle because they raised me both. But just having someone that makes you feel calm and your nervous system feels calm and you don't feel like you're in fight or flight all the time or anxious is such a green flag. And me before would think, oh my God, no, that's so boring. Like, ick. Because I would want the guy that makes me feel up and down and like anxious all the time and like on my toes. That's cool and it's fine to play like a little bit of a game, I guess, at the beginning. But for the whole relationship, if you're going to get married to this person and they don't make you feel calm, oof, I wouldn't even want that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. We have come to the end of red flag versus green flag. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, let me know what you think. If you agree with me or you disagree with me, I'm happy to hear your opinions. Let's keep hate to a minimal, by the way. You know, I do read all your comments. And yeah, if you'd like to subscribe, follow the pod, follow me on Instagram, King of Hearts Pod, and TikTok as well. I love you so much, and I will see you on next week's episode of King of Hearts.
Maybe I won't.